Welcome to the Here's My Story channel. I'm Eliza. My dad took us out to dinner for my sister Skylar's birthday. She was as grouchy as ever. She cut a piece of her steak and put it in her mouth. Then she made a face and called out to our waiter. Hey, look here. I wanted my steak cooked medium well, but this is medium rare. You have to bring me another one right now. We were at the best restaurant in the city. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the food. My older sister loves yelling at people. Unfortunately, this is how she treats the cooks, the drivers, and the maids that work for us as well. She wasn't always like this. She changed a lot after my mom passed and became this insufferable person. The waiter apologized and took away Skylar's plate. My sister was still going on about how he had one job and still failed to do it. My dad tried to break the bad mood. Skylar, honey, today's your birthday. Don't worry about the steak. Why not enjoy yourself? Tell me now, are you curious about your birthday present? Skylar shrugged. Didn't you say you were getting me a yacht? My dad smiled. Yes, a yacht, but wait till you see it, he said, holding up a photo on his phone. I had it built in France. Apparently this is a huge hit with people your age right now. Skylar took my dad's phone from him to see. It doesn't look bad. How long is it? My dad took out a small gift box from his pocket. 40 feet. It's a sports yacht, so it's not too big, but I'm sure you'll love it. Happy birthday, honey. Here's the keys to your new yacht, he said, offering the box to my sister. Skylar was upset. She took the box and threw it away. 40 feet? Dad, are you kidding me? My friends will make fun of me. Is this tiny yacht what I'm worth to you? Then she jumped up. Eliza, call my driver now. He can pick me up from the entrance. Thankfully, I have friends who care about me. They're throwing me a birthday party. I've lost enough time here, she said, and left the restaurant. Dad looked really upset. Shall we walk? I said to him. We went outside. We walked silently on the promenade for a while. Then we found a bench to sit on. My dad was still shaken. I messed up everything after your mom died. I'm a bad father, he said. You are not a bad father. You did everything we wanted to help us forget about our loss. You did things we didn't even ask for. Unfortunately, I think that turned Skylar into a spoiled brat, but this isn't your fault. You only wanted to make us happy. Skylar might not be aware of it, but I can see that clearly, I said, and gave him a hug. Skylar stopped talking to us after that evening. Our house was so big that I didn't even run into her. Sometimes when I came home from school, I would see her driver. He would be carrying Skylar's shopping bags to her room. Dresses, perfumes, jewelry worth tens of thousands of dollars. Skylar spent most of her time shopping even though she didn't need anything. If she wasn't shopping, she was partying with other spoiled brats. One morning, I woke up to a knock on my door. When I opened the door, it was one of the maids. She looked really sad. Your dad and your sister are waiting for you in the grand living room. Unfortunately, things do not look good, ma'am, she said. I felt panicked. I put on some clothes real quick and went to the grand living room. There were a lot of people whom I'd never seen in my life. They were taking photos of the paintings and sculptures around the room, taking notes. Some men were carrying the artwork and pieces of furniture outside. My dad and Skylar were sitting on a couch. Skylar's eyes were puffy from crying. My dad got up when he saw me. Eliza, I didn't mean for you to find out this way, but I couldn't pay the loan I got from the bank for the construction of the dam. Unfortunately, the company went bankrupt. The bank is seizing all of our assets to pay off our debt. We need to move out of this house today, he said. Meanwhile, one of the men approached Skylar. Would you mind handing over your necklace and rings? We confiscated all the other jewelry in your room. The only ones missing are those you're wearing. We need to take those as well. In tears, Skylar did what the man told her to do. Then she turned to my dad. What kind of father are you? What are we going to do? Aren't you ashamed to be doing this to us? She screamed. I couldn't stop myself from screaming back at her. Enough! Aren't you ashamed of blaming Dad for this? You lived like a princess thanks to him. Now it's over. We need to take care of ourselves now. We moved into a small house in one of the worst neighborhoods in the city. Skylar and I were staying in the same room. I don't deserve this. I can't live like this, she was repeating to herself as she cried nonstop. Surely I missed our old days too, but that comfy life was in the past for us. We were no longer a wealthy family, and we had to fight hard to survive. Our house was really old. Nothing worked right. One night, Skylar's yelling woke me up. Damn it! Damn toilet! She was screaming. My sister came out of the bathroom a while later. The toilet was clogged. I had to clean the whole bathroom. Can you imagine? I cleaned it with my hands, she said. She seemed surprised she was able to do this. Welcome to the real world. It sucks. You're gonna love it, I replied. Our new life was difficult for me as well, but it was obvious that Skylar was going to have a much harder time. My dad was interviewing for jobs all the time, but he hadn't found anything yet. One evening, he came to our room. Girls, we have no money left. I can't give you any allowance until I get a job, he said. When Skylar said, Dad, I need to go grocery shopping. We don't have any food left in the house. He took out his wallet and gave her the last bill inside it. Skylar stared at the bill and said, I don't think $10 will be enough. My dad replied, This is it, honey. We need to stretch this for a while. Skylar was sad to see my dad so desolate. She decided to ask for help from her friends. Please don't ask anyone for money. You can work and make some yourself, I said to her, but she wouldn't listen. She called her best friend Ava and told her what happened. They were on a video call so I could hear Ava's voice. Ava asked, Skylar, your dad lost everything. You're poor now. How are you going to pay me back? When my sister said, I'll pay you down the line, I promise. You're my best friend. You have to help me. Ava got mad. I don't have to do anything. I think you should find some new friends that are better suited to your present situation. Don't call me again, she said. Skylar wasn't expecting this at all. When I saw her disappointment, I felt so sad. I went ahead and gave her a hug. She hugged me back. She started to cry softly. I stroked her hair and said, Sis, we're a family. When families come together, they can overcome anything. That night, I looked for a job that would be a good match for us. I found a waitressing job for Skylar and a dishwashing job for myself in a restaurant nearby. Skylar was cranky at first, but she had to accept it because she had no other option. We went to the restaurant after school. Skylar put on her uniform and came to me. Do you think I can do this? She asked. You probably can't, but you will still keep working until your shift's up, I responded. She embraced me laughing. This was the first time in a long time I'd seen her smile. I'd been washing dishes for hours. I peeked inside when I heard yelling. A customer was screaming at Skylar. Skylar walked into the kitchen holding the plate. The chef asked, What happened? What did she not like? Skylar replied, She said the food was cold. It's actually not my fault. It got cold because she was on the phone with someone, and yet she still wants another one. The chef took the plate and spat in it. Skylar and I couldn't believe our eyes. Then he heated up the food in the microwave and gave it back to Skylar. My sister was still in shock. You spat in the food, she said. The chef shrugged. This is how grumbling customers are punished. She shouldn't have yelled at you, he said. Skylar looked at me. I knew what she was thinking. She asked regretfully, Eliza, how many times do you think I got this punishment? Many, many, many times, I said. We went into a laughing fit for a few minutes. With the first paycheck we got from the restaurant, we did a huge grocery run. We got our dad a nice wine. Then we prepared a really nice dinner. Dad was really moved when he saw the table. I can't tell you how happy I am. I'm so proud of you. You've come a long way in such a short time. We're a family again, just like we used to be. Next morning when we woke up, Dad wasn't home. We found a note in the kitchen. Dad had put down an address on a piece of paper. Please come here, he wrote. Of course, we were very curious. We rushed to get ready and jumped in a cab. After half an hour, we arrived at the address that was on the note. This was a gigantic mansion. My dad was waiting for us in the front yard. He opened his arms wide when he saw us. Welcome to your new house, my lovely daughters, he said. What's going on, Dad? What is this place? I asked. Dad replied, I bought this house a while ago. I've been trying to decorate it for months. I'm sure you'll love it. Skylar asked, Dad, didn't you file for bankruptcy? The bank took our house, our furniture, even my jewelry. How did you buy this place? Dad smiled. Please don't be mad at me. The bank didn't seize that house. I don't owe anything to anyone. I sold that house because I bought this one, and I wanted to play a little game with you. The movers were actually professional actors, and they really did a great job at playing their roles, he said. I thought I knew why my dad did this to us, but still, I asked, Dad, you tricked us? But why? Dad looked at Skylar. It's simple, because I needed us to be a family again. I was so sad about Skylar. I wanted her to realize some things, and I think I succeeded. Last night, for the first time since your mother's passing, I felt like we were a family again, he said. Then he turned to Skylar. Do you think my little trick worked, honey? He asked. Skylar said, It definitely did. Thank you so much, Dad. I needed a lesson to see how spoiled I was, and hugged him. Then I hugged them both. We stood embracing each other in front of the house. After that day, Skylar never acted that way again. She made herself new friends and gave all her attention to her studies. And above all, she started treating restaurant staff very nicely in order not to deserve that unpleasant punishment.